Hey YouTube, how are you doing? Today we we had the rather the 3.4 special program for Honkai Star Rail. Expectations are obviously big as we are reaching kind of close to something climactic on Amphoreos with Finon coming out. But there's also gonna be the Fate collab that's been long and highly anticipated, and I can't really say how that's gonna go, but Archer and Saber are definitely some big characters, and we will be getting Archer for free. So I definitely look forward to that. I'm gonna be building him for sure. As for the characters, I guess I kind of got a thing. I'm somewhat still thinking of whether I want Finon or whether I want maybe Saber. But I guess the closer it gets to it, I might make up my mind or something on the whole thing. But we'll see. In any case, before we get to the actual special program, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's check out what other things there are in store for us in this version. Just hoping it's some more events than this, but I guess we have the Fate event, so there's got to be a big event coming. Oh, loading. Sponsored by, but you can't. Well, you know, going in right.
オンパロスは勝利を収め、再早期が間もなく訪れます。しかし、本当にそうでしょうか。
Is Liger's gonna pulse?
最近、エルシオンの景色がまぶたの裏を
呼びます。最
後の一人になったとしても、再創生の偉業を成し遂げてください。
新世界は必ず訪れる。 黎明を灯す星々を燃やし尽くす諸行をもたらそう
He's going Super Saiyan. Wait, Holy Grail? The Saber line. Gonna do the COLLAB. Cut up book. I didn't see him. Wait, I saw him. There was Lancer. Now that's something I did. Booty Hill and Lance and the same. I guess they were together. He's such an underrated character. I guess he's always getting done dirty for how kind of impressive he is. Alicia. Are we gonna fight Lancer? Yeah, he looks crazy. Oh, but well, I already have all the. Like so much mix between the sort of the Fate part and the Amphoreos part. It's hard to. But damn, it looked like we were clashing against Lancer with how bad.
Hey, Mr. Albert.
Hello.
He's glitching out somewhat.
Albert. Woo! And whether or not you have a day-night cycle. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the version 3.4 for the sun is set to die special program. I'm your most beloved host, Albert.
Rebooting really does solve all problems. Now we can introduce ourselves. Hi, everyone. I'm Finan. I'm so happy to be on the special program.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anaxagoras.
Nice to see all of you again. Did you miss me?
A nice little detail there. Other important part, he has to say the full name. Because he doesn't like when it's shortened.
Oh, of course we missed you.
Elysia.
Well, dear guests, welcome to the show. I have been looking
But that's
forward
not
to this
really
special
my Elysia
program
then,
more
though.
than anything else. The way the story in the last version left off had my heart racing.
The burning sky and the fall of dawn. Akuma was the last place under Kefali's protection, but now it has also sunk into Evernight.
All of our Chrysosaur companions did everything in their power to
Everyone
buy precious
dead.
time for the Trailblazer and Finan, so they could return the very last core flame to the vortex of Genesis.
We already found out the truth, so what do a few sacrifices matter? Every Chrysos heir was prepared for this. You just need to boldly take that last step toward the Era Nova.
But in the trailer just now, it seems like Finan is gonna go through a lot. I saw a few scenes that looked like flashbacks, and I think I even saw a different form of him.
The truth of Amphoris is about to reveal itself. I assume everyone can already tell that all that's happened in Amphoris is not as simple as it seems.
Indeed. For
dyes
example,
his hair
when
blonde.
we went to fight Aquila, we noticed that the Eye of Twilight seemed unusually high-tech.
And when the Dawn device went out, many of the structures in Akuma and the Vortex of Genesis started showing strange textures. It was like the whole world was peeling off.
Mm-hmm. Why don't we take a look back at our whole journey so far in Amphoris and lay out our suspicions and clues we have.
It's all about the Emperor's
at the end of the
scepter.
3.3 story, the geniuses reveal that the source of Amphoris' tragedy is an Emperor's scepter that survived to this day.
It has something to do with that erudition god beyond the sky, doesn't it? Even though I don't quite understand these principles, this breeding ground, which switched from following the path of erudition to the path of destruction, must be hiding secrets beyond Era Nova.
In addition, that Tin Man Lygist is also pretty suspicious. He and Finan had a pretty significant conversation in the Vortex of Genesis.
Actually, I was already suspicious of him when he said he could fix the Express and send the Trailblazers back home. Well, the mask is coming off now.
Based on my interactions with him, Lygus doesn't seem to have any desire to oppose the Chrysos heirs. Rather, he only wishes to quietly observe everything as it unfolds.
Could it be that everything that's happened so far is exactly what he wanted to see? That title, Theoros, does mean spectator. If we combine this information with what we know about the relationship between the scepter and
The
paths,
Tribi.
maybe Amphoris is
Tribi
being
style
used as a
Chimera.
chessboard by people from beyond this world, and Lygus is one of them.
Oh, you're exactly right. If the situation in the cosmos is like a game of chess, then Amphoris is a trap to set up the checkmate. But who knows? Maybe the chess pieces themselves can overturn the board. The hero's Era Nova could affect the worlds beyond the sky, and the Trailblazers' choices may also determine the future of the universe.
But before the Era Nova actually arrives, there's no way to tell what it will bring. The Trailblazers have already done so much for Amphoris. I don't want them to have to experience the unknown of Era Nova.
As someone from beyond the sky, they already risked a lot by taking on a demigod's divine authority. If something were to happen in the Era Nova...
No, we can't let them stay. They have to listen to Finan and go home.
Well said. The Trailblazers won't betray the sincerity you've shown them. However, their fate will still be tied to that of Amphoris. They'll be returning to the battlefield with a very important mission.
On the other hand, I suspect many of our audience members, like me, have some questions about Finan. That Finan we saw in the Vortex of Genesis at the end of the 3.3 story? Why was his name hidden?
maybe that Finan isn't the one we're all familiar with.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. But I'll
When
leave
would
the
he have
specific
changed?
details for everyone to find out themselves in the game in version 3.4. I've actually got some other information to reveal to you.
What kind of information?
Following the story's progress, as I've written, we'll receive a big update in this version. In these records that we've kept, you will be able to catch a glimpse of Amphoris's true nature.
Before, As I've Written was like a storybook, keeping record of our friends' stories. Now, even its appearance has changed. It feels like something big is about to happen.
It looks like it's turned into some kind of database.
You can use this system to unlock even more of Amphoris's secrets.
Indeed.
That's right.
True.
Aside from the major updates too, as I've written, the
I
long-awaited
only
skip
used the
dialogue
previous
feature,
version.
which was previously announced, is finally going live in version 3.4. Story dialogue can now be skipped by section, with plot summaries and the main characters that appeared in each section displayed along the way. Now you can choose the pace of storytelling based on your own preferences. In version 3.6, there also be...
It's kind of pretty whatever feature, but I guess the people that only play it for the gambling addiction and nothing else would be happy about it.
a story recap function. Stay tuned! But of course, as we move into version 3.4, we shall take the final step of the prophecy together and witness the truth and the fate of this world. And the myriad celestia that Mr. Shaoji hinted at in the version 3.2 preview is finally going live soon.
Oh, you mean what's happening beyond the sky? Is it also related to Amphorius and Era Nova?
We'll have to keep it a secret for now. Meanwhile,
I'm gonna
we'll
get
be
glimpsed up at
releasing an animated short.
is-
This animated short contains a very
is
important
Baby
part
Paimon.
of the story in version 3.4. Can't spill too much here, but I can give you a little teaser. This short will come with its own original theme song. So don't miss it.
Awesome.
Nice.
I can't wait to dive into the new story already.
Next, why don't we turn our attention to our good friend Viden and take a look at his story together.
Damn, that's a big ass sword. He dropped some meteor on there.
What in the world happened to Finan to make him change this much?
This is nothing
Seems
like
kinda
the
old.
warm, sunny person we all know. Now he seems strange and formidable.
Oh, could you elaborate?
I remember when our buddy first showed up in Amphorius. Finan was one of the first Chrysosaurs to genuinely welcome them. And when danger came knocking, he always had our backs.
But behind that kindness and reliability, Finan carries the expectations of many. He is the deliverer chosen by the prophecy, and Aglaya's hand-picked successor of the Flame Chase journey. Aglaya even used her own death to set him up for success, by making the Council of Elders the focus of criticism, and allowing Finan to step up and rally the people.
Yeah, all of us have high hopes for him. Some even call him the Deliverer of Amphorius. Even Cypher, who barely ever showed her face, used to call him Little Deliverer Boy.
It's as if everyone just assumes that he'll be a savior.
Now I'm curious. What was Finan like before he joined the Flame Chase journey? Was he one of those perfect kids everyone got compared to?
Before the Flame Chase journey, guess we've got to go back to my hometown, Ides Elysiae. It was a small, remote village.
The
Nothing
swing set
flashy, but far away from the chaos.
is this corner.
Sounds like a real peaceful place.
Looks like we're going there.
Was. And even though the village was small, everyone got along really well.
We're getting like a flashback
There were
arc
also
or something.
beautiful rivers and mountains, and even a forest. That forest was home to all kinds of little fairies. When I was little, I'd go exploring the woods and visit those cute fairies. When I wasn't exploring, I'd go play with my friends by the sea. We pretended to be heroes from the old stories and practiced our, swordsmanship. When we got tired, we went to lie down in the wheat fields until we got called home for dinner.
No strife, no invaders, or any of that deliverance crisis stuff? Seems like a complete paradise.
The wheat fields look gorgeous too. Lying there surrounded by golden waves of wheat, with the breeze carrying that sweet malted scent. Oh, just the thought of it is enough to get me excited.
And guess what? You won't have to imagine for long. In version 3.4, we get to explore ID's Elysiae alongside the Trailblazer. Learn about finding
I mean, we
past, how it became
got
a
the time
warrior,
power.
joined the flame chase, and grew into the person he is today.
Can't wait!
From a carefree little kid to the deliverer carrying everyone's hopes. You've really come a long way.
These days, Feinen just gives off this heaviness. Like he'd still press on no matter how exhausted, just to live up to everyone's expectations.
Amphoris needed a hero, so he became one. The Chrysos heirs needed hope and a leader, so that's who he became. Looking back at the main art for this version, even though Finan's face is still the same, his whole vibe has shifted. His gaze is now sharp and commanding, completely different from before. Now we're just one step away from the era Nova that the prophecy foretold. The deepest truths of Amphoris are about to come to light. What trials lie ahead, and what choices will Finan make?
A hero's journey is never easy. But if the will in your heart is strong enough, no fire can burn you out. If anything, every trial is just a forge for an even brighter soul. I am more than ready.
Well said. Then, let's let everyone experience it all themselves in version 3.4. Now let's take a look at how Finan performs in battle.
You got it. I'll first show up in the familiar form everyone knows. When using
Buy
my
'em one.
skill, I'll deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets. The use of my skill also grants me core flames. Once I've collected enough of them, I can activate my ultimate.
Wait, so core flames only come from using your skill?
Not at all. Finan can also gain core flames when he's selected as a target by a teammate or enemy ability.
It
If
definitely
he is the
go
target
for.
of a team's
This definitely is
ability,
the
Finan will deal even more damage.
When I use my ultimate, I'll create a territory and transform.
After transforming, Finan powers up
this magic girl
Teammates
transformation.
temporarily retreat and can't take action while he faces the enemy head-on with newfound strength.
All alone? That sounds way too risky.
No
1v1.
worries. All the talents and buffs from Finan's teammates still stay active to provide him with much-needed support.
Exactly. After using the core flames to transform, I have access to the powers of 3 kinds of titans: Creation, Calamity, and Foundation, each with a brand new ability.
Care to elaborate on that?
Tapping into the power of the Creation Titans, I can deal damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets. Calling upon the power of the Calamity Titans, I'll enter a special state called Soul Scorch. In this state, I'll force all enemies to immediately take action, during which I receive reduced damage, and each hit I take builds up the Soul Scorch stack. Once all enemies have taken action, I retaliate, dealing damage to all enemies and then unleashing multiple instances of damage on one random enemy.
Heads up. The more Soul Scorch stacks he's got, the stronger that counterattack hits.
Using these 2 abilities also grants me an exclusive charge called Scourge,
Looks
which
kinda
is my 3rd ability. With the power of the Foundation Titans, I dispel all debuffs on myself,
what?
then use Scourge Charge to deal bounce damage. If I've maxed out the consumable
that's the
Scourge
meteor.
charge,
He
I
drops
also
the meteor on
slam
them
all
like he's
enemies with extra
Sephiroth.
damage.
Or like his
Once all
mother.
his actions have been used up, Finan will unleash one final blow, hitting all enemies before removing the territory. Finan's technique is pretty unique.
What
too.
about the second
Upon
one?
casting it, Finan instantly strikes all enemies in a certain radius. If they're normal enemies, they're immediately wiped out without even triggering a battle.
Wait,
Why do you have
all
so many
enemies?
points?
That's nuts.
Of course, power comes with a cost. This technique consumes 2 technique points.
If the technique misses, it won't cost any points. Plus, when Finan's in the team, the technique
Acheron
point
power
cap
creep.
goes up by 3.
When I use my technique to enter combat, I'll also regenerate energy for my teammates. In addition, at the start of each wave, I'll deal damage to all enemies and gain Scourge.
Oh, I see.
Alright, now that we've wrapped up Finan's combat abilities, it's time to bring you some updates on a few familiar faces. In version 3.4, Silverwolf, Blade, Kafka, and Jing Liu are all getting some
Oh yeah,
serious
buffs.
enhancements.
Forgot to mention.
Oh, Mr. Albert,
Blade
please
hit
do
the
tell us
gym.
what's changing.
Let's start with Silverwolf. After the optimizations, her ultimate now lowers the defense of all enemies instead of just one.
Oh, so it's AoE now, not single target.
Exactly. Meanwhile,
Can't.
she'll prioritize adding a weakness that matches the type of the first character in your lineup. On top of that, Silverwolf will regenerate extra energy at the start of combat and the beginning of each turn.
Oh, that makes it a lot easier to apply the weakness we actually want.
Or do you have to
Next
put
up,
your DPS in the
Kafka.
first?
After
She
the
turns into a
buff,
support.
Kafka's skill will trigger more DOT on enemies. And whenever a teammate hits an enemy target with any kind of attack,
She's not
Kafka
gonna be
will launch
relevant
a
until
follow-up
we
attack.
get more.
After unlocking certain traces, the follow-up attack can also trigger extra DOT on the enemy. And using her ultimate recovers the number of times the follow-up attack can be triggered.
So basically, Kafka's got more frequent follow-up attacks, better efficiency applying debuffs, and an overall boost to
She
DOT
did 2
output.
follow-up.
Yeah, for sure.
And now for Blade. After the update, he will deal damage to enemies based on his max HP.
He becomes
When
an
Blade
H.
enters the Hellscape state, he is more likely to be attacked, and his follow-up attacks will regenerate extra energy.
Sounds like Blade can trigger more follow-ups and use his ultimate more often, meaning his total damage output's gonna spike.
Good observation. A change will
Custerus
happen
is
to
gonna
Liu
be
as well.
happy.
Now she'll deal damage to enemies based on her max HP. Each time a teammate loses
It's
HP,
kind of weird planes.
Jing Liu stacks extra crit damage. After she enters the spectral transmigration state, she'll also gain a stack of syzygy. That means the spectral transmigration state lasts longer, and her overall damage output climbs even higher accordingly.
I think
Our
there
old
was
friends sure
just
are
like
getting some solid
see
upgrades.
something
But
for
with
the
all these ability reworks,
so less
won't their
dead time with her.
Eidolons be affected?
Oh, don't worry, Professor Anaxa. Some of our old friends' Eidolons will be tweaked to better match the revamped kits, making sure everything stays in sync.
But what if someone wants to stick with their previous version of their abilities?
That won't be a problem. You can switch between our friends' ability modes freely. So choose whichever version.
It's a
you
weird
like
thing
best.
that anyone
For
would
more
want a character
details,
to
be
be
sure keep
worse.
an eye out for official
But with
announcements.
Jinglu, the stats change, so you technically
Aside from the ability reworks,
suddenly cannot play
our
anymore
old friend of ours is getting something new
until
this
you
time around.
change the items.
Oh, who is it?
In
It's a tag
version
person that stuff is all used.
3.4, Firefly's brand new outfit, Spring Missive, is making its debut.
A new outfit.
Just- I don't even have a light con. I have my Jinglu on the fall of an Eon, and it's suddenly a dead light con.
Ooh, let's take a look at the video clip first.
Did it change anything on her robot?
With her school uniform on, Firefly looks more youthful than ever. And that firefly-shaped brooch on her chest, you can tell she put a lot of thought into...
Not gonna NGL. When is Firefly gonna get a buff? I feel like she's not gonna clear anything right now. Maybe they is she even getting a rerun? But she's not clearing anything right now. She fell off hard. Oh.
Picking it out.
Maybe she even asked for fashion advice from her fellow Stellaron hunters.
Well, Miss Kafka does have an eye for style. They must have talked a lot about it behind the scenes.
Even her mech's had a makeover. You think she spruces it up during downtime to match her outfit changes?
Oh, totally possible.
Outfit looks cute but
If I had a
unusable
mech,
because she's kind of dead.
I'd also probably coordinate it with my outfit. New theme, new colors. The whole look has to be consistent. You'll be able to grab Firefly's new look from the contract shop using Oniric shards. And again,
What is an
please stay
Oniric
tuned for further
shard?
details and future official announcements. Next, let's take a look at this version's banners. In version 3.
I'm kind of covering half. Yukong is actually on a banner. March and thing. I suppose it works kind of because the temporary nature with a special face actually kind of works for him. With Tingyun having a one-turn buff thingy that will keep for his whole ultimate state because the buff doesn't expire during it. And then you have Yukong, which is also very temporary. I don't think it expires there either. As for these, I don't know this one. This is obviously the same, the harmony one that increases damage of same element. This is, I think this is a destruction one, but was it the
For his first half-warp event, Trailblazers can acquire the limited 5-star character Find It, and the limited 5-star light cone, thus burns the dawn.
This obviously is a good one. I don't know this one
Also,
though.
a brand new 4-star light cone for the Path of Remembrance, the story's next.
Remembrance light cone. Who's that for? I may have a quick revelation of sorts. Hyacinth. Hyacinth already has a pretty good. With the hotter one. And Hyacinth getting all the light.
Added to the first half banner. At the same time, we'll also kick off a special warp event to limited 5-star characters.
Sunday. Damn, they
and Sparkle
all
are
the
coming
supports.
back. Plus, 5-star light cones if time were a flower.
And Sparkle is
Around
for
in the
Archer.
Earthly Escapade will return as well. In the second half of version 3.4, we
Oh, actually, they do have Firefly. Wait, Blade still gets a rerun? I thought Blade would never get a rerun because he's on kind of the, well, you know, the standard banner. I suppose. Firefly's there, but man, this banner is kind of pretty mid. Or should I say the 4-star lineup is. They do have the Secret War, which is I think Jingdu and Blade can definitely use that one nowadays. And this one is obviously a big one. The local icon is massive. Not for any character that's here though. Local icon is like one of the low-key giga insane ones for so many characters. This is subscribe for more, but I don't remember what it does. I think it was like a hunt one, but it was kind of mid. That's all I.
Another round of special warp events. Limited 5-star characters, Firefly, Jingliu, and Blade will be back along with the limited 5-star light cones. Whereabouts your dreams rest, I shall be my own sword and the unreachable side.
Is our own Lycon even that
Two
crazy?
of our newly buffed old friends are making a comeback in this version. What about Kafka and Silverwolf?
Here's a little sneak peek. Limited 5-star characters, Kafka and
Unreachable
Silverwolf
side
will
is still
be
good.
back in version 3.5. And limited 5-star light cones, patience is all you need, and incessant rain will rerun as well.
Nice!
Also, 8 new 4-star light cones will be added to the Nameless Honor Rewards in version 3.4.
Ah, I see quite a few familiar faces on the light
The
cones.
picture though.
There are a few mini versions of Chrysos heirs.
Looks like Finan really does enjoy spending his days in the wheat fields.
Nature's mattress.
Ah yes, my favorite Crisis Aventurine.
Can't beat that level of comfort.
For sure.
All right, let's take a quick break. There's still more version 3.4 content coming your way.
They said pictures of Crisis, yes. We haven't talked about Fate yet though. Although one thing that I never would have guessed that to kind of see Lancer and Booty Hole fighting side by side. Also, it seems like we were fighting against Lancer.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at
Oh,
the events
the rerun
of
of-
this version. A piece of good news comes from Penacony at the other end of the cosmos. Origami
Also,
Bird class
what do you
is
think
about
of
to
the
return in version 3.4.
Firefly outfit?
Is that the cute match 3 game?
Firefly
That's
kinda
right.
irrelevant.
Corporation has officially sponsored Origami Bird Clash and hopes to promote this
I feel like she kind of fell off too far.
arcade game full of Pentagonian flavor throughout the whole cosmos. And the first step to starting that grand
This is I think it was fun the last time. But I guess it's not really Firefly's fault. I think so much is designed around being anti-Firefly right now, and I think they increased the what's it called, the stagger bar a lot. For the break bar is massively increased with the new stuff. So unless you have like a giga investment that you can kill it in one break, Firefly is kind of in a terrible spot.
adventure will be to open up the original shop arcade on the Trailblazers Radiant Feldspar.
There needs to be some new game modes for the game to make a name for itself, right?
Of course. This time, the 2 players will take turns acting on the same field, and every player has a set number of
PvP.
moves. You can eliminate 4 or more fruits to form bombs and obtain extra moves.
You can also get extra
Be
moves when you
PvP on
swap
the
2
same-
super bombs to trigger a combo elimination.
Oh no! I see obstacles popping up on the field. How are we supposed to deal with those?
Not to worry.
Intense
In this
PvP.
version of the Origami Bird Clash, there will be lots of new items that can help you in battle. For example, Shattering Hammer can eliminate any individual fruit or obstacle. Spicy Bomb can turn a fruit into a bomb, and Reset Cube can reset all fruits on the field.
Killer
Leveling
Queen
up
has
items will
already
also
touched
make
that
them more
fruit.
powerful.
As long as you pick the right item at the right time, you can turn the tide and deliver a
Look at that
power-loading
fat
weapon.
bird on the left.
There are plenty of familiar faces among our opponents this time.
Of course, it's Argenti. He gotta show up. He hasn't really done. He random Argenti showing up to. Also, Booty Hell is there too. But not really the lineup of characters you'd expect from like a bird arcade mini game.
That's right. Trailblazers can still battle against many old friends in this event. In addition to participating in story challenges, Trailblazers can also do open challenges with friends from across the universe. This multiplayer mode won't end with version 3.4 either. Origami Bird Clash will replace the Seal Slammers multiplayer mode and become the new long-term co-op game mode.
We're done slamming seals. Now it's time for slamming paper birds.
All right, let us continue with more version content. Our old friend Gift of Odyssey returns as usual in version 3.4.
Paimon gives us a
Nice.
few.
The Planar Fissure and Realm of the Strange events will also return. Complete the challenges to get double rewards.
Pretty standard stuff.
In version 3.4, Stagnant Shadow, Shape of Cinders, will also come online. And you can obtain the Ascension material, Charred Bud of Twilight,
Bud of
for win
Twilight.
characters upon completing the challenge.
Butt of
At the
toilet.
same time, the planar ornaments, Arcadia of Woven Dreams, and Revelry by
ma'am.
the Sea will also come online. Trailblazers can obtain them in the Divergent universe.
Ah, why did my seat collapse?
In addition, I'd like to share with you some information about a few events
So fast.
outside the game. First, the annual Hoyo Fest Off-White exhibition will begin in July. This year's event venues
So we only have one event outside the
Events
Fate.
will be held in core cities in 6 Southeast Asian countries.
I mean that's always like in Southeast Asian countries, because if anything comes to Europe, it's literally in with like just 69 hours of driving or something. But so far we only had like the arcade game event, which is rather small, so it definitely will be
That's right.
some
We've
space.
also prepared a lot of event missions and new merchandise. Please follow our official channels for details about the events and tickets.
In addition, Honkai Star Rail will be joining Anime Expo this July. Come visit the Star Rail booth and claim free limited gifts.
A special panel for Honkai Star Rail will also be held at Anime Expo, featuring several special guests.
So for the Fate collab is you have to wait till 1 a.m. to then you will summon Saber for sure. Isn't that how it works? I don't know any of these
Please
people.
keep an eye out for more info and official announcements. See you at Anime Expo.
Well, thank you all for your kind
But I guess I'm not
introductions.
familiar with English
Let me
voice
see.
actors.
We're almost out of time. We'll move it on to our next show in just a sec.
You seem mighty busy, Owlbert.
Well, I am a professional super host.
What's going on?
Oh, goodness, Albert.
Hey, what's going on? It's not my time yet. Whether or not your world has the
Surprise
concept of
booty
a
hell and
hologram.
adventuring.
Welcome to the live stage of the Honkai Star Rail and Fate's Day Night Unlimited Blade Works COLLAB special program.
Ah, long time no see, everyone. I'm Aventurine from the Interastral Peace Corporation.
Howdy, Galaxy Ranger Boot Hill, at your service.
Welcome, both of you. I, Albert, have apparently been summoned by the Holy Grail to be this show's host today.
Albert, could your class be... speaker?
Son of a gun. Ah, that's funny.
Maybe you two can call me presenter instead. That sounds nicer.
Well, presenter doesn't sound half bad. In that case, why don't you present this situation to our audience? Explain what you meant by summoned by the Holy Grail and why we've arrived at Penacony.
Well, the cosmos is full of surprises. Soon after the ripples of the Charmony Festival had calmed, the Trailblazer received a...
So does that mean that the Grail is legit? Because on Penacony nobody, no angry mango has pooped in the Grail yet? Like actually legit Grail, not some, not gonna be like Penacony is gonna be in some badge.
to get invitation from old Odie, head of the Alfalfa family. It turns out that the old Jen is planning a brand new entertainment spectacle called Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War.
Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War. Sounds like a Holy Grail War is taking place in the Sweet Dream.
That's right, but I have no idea where old Odie got his Holy Grail from. Let me give a brief explanation of everything here. It's said that the Holy Grail is a wish-granting chalice that can manifest any miracle. And the Holy Grail War is a magecraft ritual for obtaining that power. As long as you win in the brutal contest of the Holy Grail War, the Grail can fulfill your wishes.
That dadgum Boobaboo Charming Festival has only just concluded, and they're putting on a new show already.
Hey, don't forget that Penacony prides itself on being a holiday resort. How are they gonna attract tourists if they don't
So it's
have
a
any
tourist
events?
attraction to have a battle
Still,
royal to murder each other for a
have
wish.
little accident. I mean, that probably wasn't great for Penacony's image. The family's definitely gonna want to find another opportunity to generate some buzz.
Well, I heard that old Odie hopes to make the Penacony and Holy Grail War into a new show that rivals the Charmony Festival, therefore returning Penacony to the cosmic limelight.
With dreams as the gimmick, the show is sure to attract a lot of money and a lot of dream chasers. I bet old Odie is thinking of the same thing.
This Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War program will be conducted in Penacony. The 7 invited participants will summon famous historical figures to fight alongside them as their servants. And the final winner will receive the precious opportunity to make their wish come true.
Chance to make any wish and any miracle come true. Well, that's definitely a nice gimmick. But, as we all know, people die if they're killed. Bullets don't discriminate. So, someone gets caught in the crossfire.
Yeah,
Rest
this.
assured, everyone, these sweet dreams and the
Oh,
Holy
no.
Grail War production
He said
crew
it.
hereby swear that no one's life will be in danger in the dream. Everyone can participate and watch in peace.
I mean, Booty Hell qualifies for the Archer class.
All right. Well, since it's you, Owlbird, I'll believe it for now. So, who's participating?
To start off, the owner of the Radiant Feldspar, shareholder of Penacony's superstar, the Soul Glad festivity, our dear Trailblazer will be participating.
Oh, so
Career Master.
Trailblazer will be taking part in another adventure.
That's right. In addition, Miss Robin will also be a part of this war.
Well, as
Robin will put this. If I could summon a servant there, could I summon BB? Wouldn't that make it fun? Although I know BB is not in.
another Penaconian shareholder, the Interastral Peace Corporation's Strategic Investment Department sent me as their representative in the war.
The Galaxy Ranger Boothill will also participate in this Holy Grail War.
Does
Actually,
Booty Hell
I
get
was just
Lancer?
wondering, why is a criminal wanted by the IPC participating in this?
Although, to be honest, Booty Hell might be kind of a decent master for once for Lancer. He doesn't get fucked over. I don't think Booty Hell would fuck him over like a certain priest.
Micah got an invitation too, but he has no time for this. I can't turn a blind eye when someone's in a tight spot, so helping out was the least I could do.
Looks like Mr. Boothill really has formed deep bonds with folks in Dreamflux Reef.
Well, apart from those we've mentioned, are there any other special participants that we've been looking forward to in this Holy Grail?
The rest kept Mr.
Of course. Apart from local Penaconian heroic spirits, 3 very well-known heroic spirits
Oh, we're actually
by the Grail
supposed to be the
Summit
heroic
and
spirits.
participate in this Holy Grail War. They are respectively Saber, Archer, and Lancer.
That's what I'm talking about.
They didn't even show a picture for Lancer.
Accepting a contract with the Trailblazer.
Lancer got screwed over. They didn't even have a card for the picture. I know he's not playable, but come on, can't do him dirty like that. They could have at least made him a 4-star character that just cannot. Well, actually, cannot. Not being able to die is not really that big of a thing in a game where everything is about time. But then you have a picture ready for Lancer.
Now, see? This is how you attract attention. Now we're gonna get tons of views. That's why you pay big bucks to get the big names. As to what stories will unfold in this Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail War and who will forge a contract with who? Trailblazers will have to find out in the game. Here's a reminder that the Honkai Star Rail and Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collaboration Trailblaze Continuance, Sweet Dreams, and the Holy Grail will officially start on July 11th. So keep an eye out for it.
July 11th, is that, it's not immediately, right? Yeah, that's not immediately, that's a week into it, on a Friday. But if you want Saber, you need to pull at 1 a.m. If you mess up and your clocks are off by 1 hour, like with Rin, then you lose a 50-50 to Archer on the Saber banner. That's how it works, trust.
Now let's learn more about Saber and Archer, our two heroic spirits from another world.
Oh, yes!
Yeah. Saber's dress seems a little different from usual now that she's arrived in Penacony.
Well, this is the planet of festivities after all. You
I don't
gotta
think her
dress up
base
for the
outfit had heels.
Exactly right. The King of Knights' new outfit was personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It retains her iconic blue and white colors.
And her iconic ahoge.
That's right. It retains
And her
the
iconic
ability of a
saber
king,
face.
and also emphasizes utility for a warrior. The lines along her shoulders and her cloak are straightforward, while the design of her skirt is quite reminiscent of timeless British fashion. As for how she looks in the game, well...
She's eating.
いつでも出陣できます。これぞ騎士の魂よ。はっ。ストライクエア。クイス。
カリバー。
Well, butter my fudge and call me a biscuit. That Excalibur truly shows her strength as a king.
Oh, talk about fancy visuals.
And how come the King of Knights is always stuffing her face? Even in Penacony.
Oh, looks like Penaconian food is very much to her liking.
That's right. You can't fight on an empty stomach. Now, let's see how the King of Knights performs in battle.
Saber is a wind character following the path of destruction. Saber will gain a certain amount of core
Wind
resonance
perfectly
when she
works
if she
with
uses her technique
invisible
in the
air.
overworld, Saber will obtain combat buffs and also more core resonances after entering battle. When she uses her basic attack, she can deal damage to a single enemy.
The King of Knights is cautious as ever in this new world. I see she's still hiding her weapon's appearance and true name.
When she uses her skill, Saber will deal damage to one designated enemy and its adjacent targets. If Saber has enough core resonance at that time, she'll consume core resonance to regenerate massive amounts of energy for herself and increase her skill's damage.
Ah. In other words, you need to accumulate as much core resonance as possible to increase the damage Saber deals.
Exactly.
Are there any other ways to obtain core resonance?
Yes, there are. Whenever any ally uses their ultimate, Saber obtains core resonance and increases her own damage dealt.
Behold, the King of Knights has dispelled invisible air, barrier of the Wind King around her sword, releasing high-pressure air in the blink of an eye to form Strike Air, Hammer of the Wind King, dealing a devastating blow to the enemy. When using her ultimate, Saber will deal damage to all enemies and turn her basic attack into Enhanced Basic Attack. Her Enhanced Basic Attack can damage all enemies and provide Saber with a certain amount of core resonance. Also, during battle, if the sum of Saber's energy and the energy she can regenerate via consuming core resonance exceeds the amount of energy she needs to use her ultimate, Saber will immediately take action.
Ah, so if you replenish core resonance in as many ways as possible, you can use Excalibur more frequently.
Excalibur
That's
spam.
Right. Not only does this sword bear the King of Knights past, present, and future, but it also represents the noble ideal that was held in the hearts of the countless soldiers who once followed her in battle. All right, that concludes Saber's introduction. Now we'll move on to our next otherworldly heroic spirit, Archer.
Oh, seems like Archer cares about this Holy Grail war very much. He put on a new outfit too.
He even changed where his accessories.
Actually, kind of. What is he doing here? He can't kill Shiro. Shiro isn't here. Well, he kind of is, but not the one he's after. I guess the archer class is made of archers.
Let's go. Those decorations he had on his chest are now on his shoulders.
What sharp eyes you've got, dear guest. Archer's new outfit was also personally designed by Mr. Takashi Takeuchi. It has the classic red and black look. The
He's actually a 5-star in this game, unlike in FGO.
In the deep night, imbued with a dangerous allure. The combination of the
In FGO, his only role is to cook in the kitchen.
Emphasizes his lean figure and is the perfect fusion of attractiveness and strength.
You got that right. Director, show us the game footage already.
Wait, he makes a bet. Thought he can only make salt. Cut out bulk. They have the full chat. Never mind, did they? So they only make unlimited blade works and nuke, not a...
blade works? Oh, quite impressive indeed. After all, Archer is a seasoned veteran of war.
I am the bone of my sword. That sentence sure brings back a lot of memories.
I agree.
Well then, let's take a look at Archer's combat performance in detail.
Okay, Archer is a quantum character following the path of the hunt. When he uses his basic attack...
Cat. Look, it's the cat. The cat meta is upon us. But I don't know what Otto's doing here, but I guess the cat is gonna be best for him.
Archer can deal damage to one
Sparkle obviously did.
An archer in close combat. That's pretty gutsy, I'll give him that.
That's right. But Archer hasn't exactly slacked off on his marksmanship training since coming to Penacony. When using his skill, Archer will consume 2 skill points to enter the circuit connection state, dealing damage to one designated enemy.
You just
While
keep
in
shooting.
the circuit connection state, Archer's turn will not end after he uses his skill, and he can continue to use his skill until he runs out of skill points.
Heads up, the more times you use his skill consecutively, the more damage Archer deals to enemies. After all, everyone knows that a dual-wielding fighter who can't use their noble phantasm isn't a good archer. When using his ultimate, Archer will recite the classic chant to activate unlimited blade works, dealing damage to one enemy.
Apart from damaging the enemy, Archer's ultimate also grants him special charge.
You know, in the slow version, they should just have the whole chant in there. Like when you don't have the speedy combat active, they should just have the full unlimited blade works chant. I think they only have like the first and the last line of that would be funny.
After any of his teammates' attacks, Archer will consume special charge to use a follow-up attack against the enemy targets, while also recovering 1 skill point for the team.
Oh, in that case, there's no need to worry about running out of skill points again.
He just couldn't help himself and had to use his favorite twin blades.
When he uses his technique to enter battle, Archer will deal damage to all enemies and obtain special charge.
And that's a wrap on Archer's introduction. Now, I have big news for everyone. From when the COLLAB
Free
event starts
Archer.
on July 11th and until the end of version 3.6, Trailblazers can log into the game to claim the limited 5-star COLLAB character Archer for free.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome!
We hope that, under Archer's protection, every adventure that the Trailblazers embark on will cleave open the dark clouds and become a saga sung throughout the cosmos. We also hope that your encounter, or for some of you, a reunion, with the servants across this vast universe will bring you all wonderful memories in the days to come.
Oh, yeah! How about that? The free new limited 5-star character mentioned during the anniversary celebration is finally here as promised.
Actually, there's even more! Later this year,
More?
Trailblazers will get another brand new limited 5-star character totally for free!
Oh, awesome!
I guess
Keep our eyes on the present for now.
I guess they give us the DPS characters for free, so we only need to pull on the support.
I'm not quite done yet.
We get an
Besides claiming Archer for free,
Who's gonna be
Trailblazers
the
can
next?
also directly obtain a set amount of character enhancement materials for Archer.
Wow, how thoughtful.
Yeah, this version's got a lot of characters to level up after all.
All right, now let's check out the banner details. Once the collab starts on July 11th,
the only problem is, I guess I kind of didn't calculate around that, because let's just say I may or may not have all the level up materials for Archer already pre-farmed.
Trailblazers can use Star Rail special passes in the character collaboration warps Excalibur Excelsior and the Bone of My Sword to obtain the limited 5-star characters Saber and Archer respectively. And the Light Cone
The banner is
collaboration,
literally called I am the
Trailblazers can
Bono. And we got the picture. Red radiance of the Helva ideal spawn. That's Helva you're walking into.
limited 5-star Light Cone, a Thankless Coronation from Birth of a King, and the limited 5-star Light Cone, the Hell Where Ideals Burn from Red Radiance of Fuyuki. In addition, pity counts are shared between the character collaboration warp banners and also separately shared between the Light Cone collaboration banners, but neither carries over to other types of warps.
Oh, okay.
It's worth mentioning here that the character and Lycone collab banners will stay open long-term after the event starts.
Does long-term mean even after versions 3.4 or 3.6 wrap up?
The thing is, I don't expect they will ever get a rerun. Any of these, because it's more complicated. Unless they do another call-up of sorts, it's not something that can rerun that easily. I don't think any of these will get a rerun. They will be there for like these, I think 2 versions or something. That's kind of or so. But after that, they're permanently gone, pretty much, as the expectation.
You can still pull Saber, Archer, and the limited 5-star Lycones.
Exactly. These collab banners will run across multiple versions with no fixed end date yet.
Oh, nice!
And here's one more piece of news for you all. Throughout the entire duration of version 3.4, using Star Rail special passes for your warps will bring some special limited time discounts after the collab event.
Wait. So if you use... Wait. So if you use 200 pulls during that time frame on any banner, you get an Archer Lightcon for free? Hold up. That means pulling for final on launch is absolutely bad. Like really bad. Like if you pull for final on launch or something... Or is it... not the launch. Actually, never mind. After the version update. It's not after it comes out. I thought it was with the thingy. That this is not the date of the COLLAB. So if you pull for Finon, you start collecting the thing. Yeah, I didn't. I read there. It's not the COLLAB. So you actually can get what is the other one? 13.8. So throughout the whole version, I guess. If you pull 200 times at minimum throughout the whole version. That might be rough to get, actually. Unless you pull for a character plus Lightcon. Like if you pull for Paimon and Lightcon, you probably have Archer's Lightcon as well. Or should I say, you expected kinda to have it. I guess there's a ton of support characters also around. So for people that need the support characters and but if you only have Finon, then it's probably not gonna be a thing unless you pull for Finon and Saber or something. Unless you're really unlucky. I guess if you lose the 50-50 and then get him late as well, then you end up getting the Lightcon for Archer as well. I think this is hard to get. I don't think I will be able to get this.
Starts when Trailblazers spend a designated number of Star Rail special passes. They can directly obtain the limited 5-star light cone. The hell where ideals burn.
Throughout all of version 3.4?
If it was longer,
In
it would
other
be.
words, after the 3.4 update and before the collab event starts, any Star Rail special passes used in the banners for Finon or other rerun characters will still count toward the total, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, yeah!
And now, as the collab kicks
It's
off,
kind of too high.
voice actors for Saber
No way I
and
reached that.
Archer have some things they'd like to say to all of us. Let's take a quick break, and then we're back to hear their special messages.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。セーバー役のカスメヤコです。崩壊スターレールとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催ということで、私もとてもワクワクしています。この2つの作品にはどこか似ているものがあるなと感じました。剣を手に運命と立ち向かうセーバーの姿は、厳しい冒険の中でも前へと進み続ける開拓者の姿と似ているのではないかなと思いました。収録中はフェイトとスターレールの世界観が混ざり合い、新たな魅力が生まれていくのを感じました。あまり多くは話せないのですが、セーバーがスターレールの世界でどのように信念と理想を貫いていくのか、ぜひお楽しみください。このコラボがたくさんの皆さんに楽しんでいただけたら嬉しいです。星々と聖杯が交わる旅の中で、あなただけの熱い思いとロマンに出会えますように。それでは最後に、開拓者よ、あなたが私のマスターか。
She did the line.
これからマスターになる開拓者の皆さん、こんばんは。フェイトステイナイトでアーチャーを担当しております声優の諏訪部純一です。崩壊スターレイルとフェイトステイナイトアンリミテッドブレードワークスのコラボが間もなく開催となります。赤い九兵はあまたの世界を旅してきましたが、ピノコニで繰り広げられる聖杯戦争は彼にとってこれまでとは全く違うものになるのではないでしょうか。崩壊スターレイルの世界でアーチャーが戦う姿が見られるのが本当に楽しみです。おなじみのキャラクターたちが未知の銀河で自分をどのように再定義していくのか、その行方をぜひ見届けてください。収録の際にアーチャーの戦闘シーン見せていただいたんですが、アンリミテッドブレードワークスの演出がとってもかっこよかったです。いや、気に入りました。素晴らしかったです。今回のコラボ企画の中でもアーチャーのかっこよさ、 存分にお楽しみいただけると思いますので、絶対にプレイしてくださいね。これはまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
You gave him the
Alright! Big thanks to our voice actors for those thoughtful messages. With the Honkai Star Rail and Base Day Night Unlimited Blade Works collab about to launch, we want to take this opportunity on the program to sincerely thank all our partners in this collaboration. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Kinoko Natsu and Mr. Takashi Takeuchi for their unwavering support from the earliest planning stages to the final implementation. And thank you to the Animation Production Committee.
So I'm expecting that event star is probably gonna be something crazy.
On this collab.
Y'all are much appreciated.
With Natsu riding
it's
on.
only with this kind of dedication that we can bring you all the ultimate joy!
In order to showcase the Holy Grail War from multiple angles and levels, the organizers say that they've also prepared another
Avalon
program, Fate's Stay Night. It was a night with no wind and no moon under the cool breeze of Penacony. The Trailblazer met the red-haired Lancer destined to cross their path. He stepped forward, raising his spear and uttered that iconic line.
The goddess of beauty is the most peerless beauty of them all.
Oh god, it's him again. And we're fighting with Saber. We summon Saber. I guess that Genti is ever.
You got it. After the sweet dreams in the Holy Grail War tournament, the genius Schoolum made some modifications to the Holy Grail.
Berserker's Jinglu? Wait, there's another Saber. Yunli is also Saber. Wait. Kafka is a caster? Of course Yanjing is an archer. Akuran got a shitty class with Assassin. She got like terrible Anchi on that. Assassin has a worse vessel against in a bad matchup against a knight class. Yanjing gets way more stats from that. Probably as Assassin, she can't even use a full-on Noble Phantasm or something. But I guess Assassin does technically make sense because during the Penacony story, she had some similar ability to presence concealment when we were infiltrating Sunday's place. And Caster's is Rider. Probably because of a dragon. She got a big D.
Now, the Grail can load the simulated data of past striders through the user's memories. So in Fate's Stay Night, Trailblazers will face off against many familiar...
How did Caster's lose?
And old friends in intense what? V1 battles. Each contestant starts with unique skills.
You gotta beat up Yunli.
Losing a round means losing health. And when your health hits 0, you're out.
Is there a smart way to beat your opponents?
At the start of the game, Trailblazers get some free pieces, each with different classes that grant different buffs. You can merge identical pieces to upgrade them. The higher the piece's rarity, the stronger the buff. Pieces of the same class.
I think, how was it? Now, Caster counters Rider. Rider counters Assassin, and Assassin counters... Wait, was it the other... No, it was the other way around, actually. Actually, it was the other way around, I think, that... Yeah, you're right. Rider is the one countering Caster, I think. Actually, I'm kind of... I have to actually just... Yeah, Rider's good against Caster. That's the way it works. Assassin is good against Rider, and Caster is good against Assassin. That's the way around. It's the other way around. Because obviously that's a tough matchup for Rider against Assassin. Like when Iskander was fighting Assassin, definitely he was definitely struggling there. Am I right?
Class have bonds between them too. Collect enough pieces of the same class, and you activate special bond effects that give you a serious boost in battle.
Looks like bonds are super important in this Holy Grail war, huh?
Absolutely. That's not all. Trailblazers can also acquire noble...
Rule Breaker. But that's not a noble phantasm, that's the pendant of Tokiomi. And there's Gay Borg.
Phantasms during battle for extra help. Plus, during combat, Trailblazers can have the chance to get 3 command spells. Using these spells grants additional buffs.
Command spells, huh? Well, I'm curious. What role is the Trailblazer playing this time?
It's... player.
This Grail feels kind of off.
With the ruler class.
Could it be corrupted?
You right on the money. Trailblazers can increase the Holy Grail's corruption level to unlock extra
Wait,
the higher the corruption level?
we corrupting the Grail even further? The angry mango is coming with this thing?
The more points you earn when you win. Heads up, raising corruption level also powers up your enemies. So watch your step, Trailblazers.
Oh, but don't worry too much. After all, this is a reality show competition, and just for entertainment. The organizers of Fate's Stay Night have also prepared a special Protected Mode competition. In Protected Mode, Trailblazers can fight using trial characters, and enemy strength is toned down.
Ah, this way, new Trailblazers can jump in and fully enjoy the Holy Grail War experience.
And where you can autoplay it.
The production team cordially invites everyone watching to stay the night. Experience some epic battle action.
And score yourself some stellar jades and other awesome rewards.
Now, just a quick reminder, this Honkai Star Rail and Fate's Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works collaboration is split into 2 parts. The Trailblazer Continuance, Sweet Dreams and the Holy Grail, and the event, Fate's Stay Night. The Fate's Stay Night event will open for play on July 11th. The 2 programs stand on their own, so Trailblazers can dive into each separately.
Awesome! Yes. So much content!
All right.
Actually, some events.
To our 2 guests. That wraps up today's Fate COLLAB update.
Presenter, your mission is complete.
Events in my Star Rail. What is going on?
Job. Anything for the Trailblazers.
Well, it looks pretty. And we're having like a really big version. Finally, some content in the game more than beyond the first day of sorts. I still gotta really think of. I definitely think that Archer icon is way too many pulls. I don't think that's reachable. Fierce Batman. Well, not really anything can be done about that. Guess sometimes you just gotta save your pulls and not get baited into. But either way, I think I'm very positive on. Like the story climax of Piraeus is gonna be big, and then we have the Fate story that it's gonna be a massive version of sorts. And I gotta say, I really kind of think I'm liking Saber's outfit more than what I even would have thought. But We'll see what I'm gonna do. If I even... Saber's definitely a potential pull candidate. It's either Saber or Paimon or something. But I gotta look into teams some more or some of sorts. Either way, that's it for this special program preview stuff and what. So thanks for watching and have a nice day.